Things. If you did not get a chance to meet with us this morning, I'm going to go over with you the questions and summaries that we discussed together as a class. We're now in Second Timothy chapter 3, going over verses 1 through 9. And our first question that went over together as a class is right here. After reading into our spirit verses 1 through 5, we tackle the question. Paul warned Timothy about how to spot evil people in the world around him. What are the earmarks of the evil you see in the world around you? And here's the summary. The book of 2 Timothy, written by the Apostle Paul to his protege Timothy, offers guidance on navigating faith. In this third chapter, here in verses 1 through 5, it paints a picture of the last days characterized by specific evils. Let's explore these verses and see if they resonate with some of the most prevalent earmarks of evil we've witnessed in the last 5 years. Here are 3 points. Selfishness and greed. The passage mentions lovers of self and lovers of money. Consider the rise of social media narcissism, the increasing wealth gap, and the ruthlessness as displayed in corporate mergers and acquisitions. Does the culture obsessed with me and more ring true? Number 2, moral decay and broken relationships. The list includes boastful, proud, disobedient to parents, unloving, and unforgiving. We can see echoes in the rise of disrespectful online discourse, the erosion of trust in institutions, and the fracturing of family bonds. Here's number 3, hypocrisy and empty religion. Verse 5. Perhaps the most chilling verse describes those with a form of godliness but denying its power. Think of the rise of megachurches emphasizing prosperity while social justice issues go unaddressed. All right, and here's the important takeaway here. The Bible doesn't offer a specific time frame for the last days. These verses describe tendencies, not absolutes. There is still immense good in the world. The passage is meant as a warning, not as a prediction of doom. Okay, and our next question that we tackle as a class is right here. We first read into our spirit verses 6 through 7 of 2 Timothy chapter 3. What do you think the most deceiving voices why do you think the most deceiving voices come from behind a religious disguise, as Wiersbe stated? And here is our summary to that one. Okay, the Bible in 2 Timothy chapter 3 verses 6 through 7 warns of deceptive voices that exploit religion for their own gain. In today's world, with a multitude of religious voices vying for attention, how can we discern genuine faith from manipulation? Let's explore 3 prevalent reasons why deceptive voices often cloak themselves in religious garb. Power and control. Religion can be a powerful tool to influence and control others. Deceptive leaders exploit this by preying on people's anxieties and vulnerabilities. They create a sense of dependence, demanding unquestioning obedience and isolating followers from critical perspectives. Think of cults that demand complete financial or social surrender, or leaders who use religious rhetoric to justify violence or oppression. Number 2, financial gain. Religion can also be a lucrative business. Deceptive voices may exploit this by using religious imagery and promises of prosperity to fleece followers. They may pressure for exorbitant donations, sell miracle cures, or create elaborate schemes to enrich themselves. These practices prey on the hopes and desperation of the vulnerable. Number 3, social status and recognition. Religion can offer a sense of belonging and purpose. Deceptive voices may exploit this by promising exclusivity, a special connection to the divine, or a path to fame and recognition within a religious community. They may manipulate scriptures to support their own agendas, silencing dissent and promoting themselves as the sole interpreters of truth. Okay, so here's some takeaway for us. Here's some ways of identifying the deceptive. The passage in verse 7 describes these individuals as always learning and never able to arrive at the knowledge of the truth. Genuine faith involves a lifelong pursuit of understanding, but not endless confusion. Look for leaders who encourage critical thinking, who emphasize the core message of their religion and whose actions align with their teachings. So here's the takeaway. Not everyone with a different viewpoint is deceptive. However, by understanding the tactics employed by those who exploit religion, we can become more discerning consumers of religious messages. Okay. And here's our last and final question. We first read into our spirit verses 8 and 9 of chapter 3. And this is the question we tackle. What evidence do you see that we are caught up in a mean society as we described it? Okay, and here's our summary. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to Timothy, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verses 8 through 9, he describes a time marked by selfishness. Let's explore this passage and see if it reflects our current cultural landscape that's dominated by a me first mentality. Here are 3 ways the modern society exhibits characteristics of an all about me culture. The rise of personal branding. Social media platforms have become a stage for self-promotion. Curated online personas often prioritize image over substance, with a constant pressure to garner likes and followers. The focus on the self can overshadow genuine connection and community building. The instant gratification trap. Our fast-paced world thrives on instant gratification. Consumerism tempts us with quick fixes and fleeting trends, while a culture of entitlement breeds impatience and a disregard for delayed rewards. This me now mentality can erode perseverance and a sense of delayed accomplishments. Okay, the erosion of empathy. Constant self-absorption can make it difficult to see things from another perspective. The rise of cancel culture and online negativity wars highlight a trend of prioritizing self-righteousness over understanding. This lack of empathy weakens social bonds and hinders our ability to address complex issues together. So let's go beyond the me. While the passage paints a concerning picture, it doesn't have to be our destiny. We can strive for a more balanced approach. Here are 3 things we can do. Focus on contribution. Shifting our focus from self-promotion to contributing our talents and resources to a cause that is greater than ourselves fosters a sense of purpose and connection. Practice delayed gratification. Developing a long-term perspective, appreciating the value of hard work, and finding joy in the journey are antidotes to the instant gratification trap. Cultivate empathy. Actively listening to others, seeking understanding, and engaging in civil discourse can help bridge the empathy gap. All right. Looking forward to seeing everybody next Thursday, where we'll continue on into chapter 3. We'll go over verses 10 through 12. Have a blessed week.